I know that you didn't, but regardless, I have to ask. Did you hand over any ultimatum to the Greek side with a draft MOU or anything with any similar name or any draft of any kind, asking them to accept it or else, as some media report? Thanks.
I think you know very well that the institutions, we are working hand in hand with the Brussels group, and we cooperate very well with the Greek authorities. There is a large consensus about what needs to be done and where the talks should go. As always, there are therefore lots of papers flying around, and we will not enter into any paperology or discussion. And I think, as we had also previously had the opportunity to clarify, we are not in the business of setting deadlines. The only deadline is the end of June. Yes, follow up.
So what you say is that handing over a paper like this is totally out of the question and totally out of the way things work with the Brussels group. By the way, is there any other meeting of the Brussels group this week?
As I said, we're not commenting on any paperology. There are exchanges within the Brussels group with the Greek authorities in order to arrive at a credible set of reforms. This is the way we work, and I have said nothing else. With regards to the Brussels group meeting, well, members of the Brussels group have been in contact over the weekend, and intense technical discussions have been taking place over the weekend and are continuing to take place. As President Juncker actually said himself in an interview given over the weekend, which was published today, progress has been made, but we are not yet there. Yes, please. If it's still on Greece? No. On Greece still? No? Okay, let's deal with Greece first. Yes, please, James.
Hi, Mina, thanks. So President Juncker is meeting with, I think it's Merkel and Hollande this evening. What's his message for them on Greece? Thanks.
I think I made the announcement for what he is in Berlin, and for everything else he has set it out in the interview given to the Deutsche Zeitung, which we're happy to make available to you, which covers also this question. Yes.
Sorry, if I was late and I missed your explanation of that. Could you give us his message to Hollande and Merkel in a couple of sentences or so? Thanks.
So he's meeting Hollande and Merkel within the framework of the European Roundtable of Industrialists, where the digital single market will be discussed, and also the broader European economic and industrial policy. The aim is, of course, to strengthen competitiveness in Europe and make the digital single market happen. So this is what will be discussed tonight. Something more on Greece before we move on? Yes, please.
What do you make of Mr. Tsipras's comments in his op-ed in Le Monde that the institutions formerly known as the Troika are making absurd demands and seeking to impose harsh punishment on a sovereign state?
Look, what matters more than op-eds are concrete reform proposals. This is exactly what the institutions are working for together with the Greek authorities. And as President Juncker has pointed out himself on several occasions, the Commission is playing its role as a mediator to bridge any differences. And now is the time for unity. And we are working to ensure that Greece is offered a unified deal by the three institutions. Yes, follow up.
So when you say you're playing a role as a mediator, you accept some of what Mr. Tsipras says, that there are unreasonable demands from others?
I meant what I have said, that continuously the European Commission has been playing its role in the discussions as a mediator, and that what matters now is unity. Yes, James.
Sorry, quick follow-up, but probably have to file something on today's midday, so I don't know what paperology is, so could you explain that in like the kind of English that we can use for our newspapers? Thanks.
Paperology is a newly coined term in this press room, to which I think you contributed as well, and it means the exchange of different papers, work in progress, to enable us to progress swiftly. Yes.
Oui, merci, Mina. J'ai pas eu l'occasion.
Well, I didn't have a chance to read the Süddeutsche Zeitung interview. My German isn't great. But could you just confirm something for us, please? For President Juncker, a change in the majority in Greece could help find a solution?
Attendez, je vais vous trouver juste exactement.
Well, let me just find the sentence which the President himself actually used. Just wait a second, please.
The Euro countries have suggested to Athens to form a broader coalition. Would a new coalition with, for example, the Conservatives help to find an agreement? And the President replied, my experience is that if you have solid majorities, decisions in principle are easier. But beyond that, I don't want to give any advice. Yes, please.
Reporter, on Greece, by 2002, Greece received from European Commission 50 million to draw property list, and now we're 2015. Greece is still the only country of the EU without such a list. So could you give us update what happens with the properties in Greece?
No, I'm not in a position to discuss these issues in the press room that form parts of the ongoing discussions that we have with the Greek authorities. Yes, please.
That's indeed a very interesting question. I don't think it's a part of the ongoing discussions. It's the property list. It's the land registry, as they call it. Could you give us an update on that? Because indeed there should be a land registry in place, and there are community funds given to Greece for that. So.
Indeed, this is part of our work with the experts that are helping the Greek authorities to set up a functioning land registry. But at the moment, I don't have, obviously, further details at place where we are in the process. But this is exactly the kind of technical support that the Commission provides throughout the different services, notably with the justice experts working in this area. Yes, please.
You said our only deadline is end of June, but that leaves no room for parliaments to agree anymore to any deal. Isn't the real deadline this week to have time for different parliaments to agree to a possible deal?
Again, as I said, we are not in the business of setting any deadlines, and the only deadline is the end of June, as that is when the current program formally expires. The next Eurogroup meeting is on the 18th of June, and as you know, the Eurogroup stands ready to reconvene earlier if need be. Yes, please.
I have a follow-up question, because Commissioner Barnier discussed the problem with the absence of property listings in Greece and 50 million that was given to them to draw such a list in public. So have you changed the position towards this issue, because previously it wasn't kept in secrecy?
As I said, I don't have now an update on where we stand on the matter. I can just tell you that we're working with the Greek authorities to have a functioning land registry established, but I would need to check with further details where we are. Okay, any other questions with regards to Greece? Otherwise, we move on. Okay, other topics. Yes, please.
Sebastian Rippe, German television ARD, on another aspect of the interview in the Süddeutsche Zeitung. President